Hi everyone, I've done another chapter of my book, Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. And John asks 3 questions in the book. There are several points. One is preparation. What are the potential learning moments for today? Who will I meet and what can I ask them? What will I experience and what might I be able to learn from it? So for me, yesterday I met with my doctor after many years, and I could see the toll that it's taken on him. We've had COVID, we've had the pandemic, so healthcare professionals have been very busy, and it was good to see him, but at the same time I recognized the strain that was on him. Now I haven't seen him. Normally I'll take something for my doctor. I'll take a tin of biscuits or something at the end of the year just to say thank you, because he's such a nice healthcare professional and he understands me. He's somebody I can talk to. And so it was just good to be there with him, to get his recommendations. And over 50 in Canada, you have to do bone density tests, you have to do mammograms, you have to do, normally for your annual, you do have to do blood work anyway. But I had to wait 2 years before I could get that appointment because he was only coming in once a week and everything else was done over the phone. So, from that experience, I learned to be patient. I mean, I did have to see him face to face for this. And also, I've put on a lot of weight, mainly because I've been working at home. Our gym has been closed until they open things up. And so if you're walking from your bedroom to your lounge and you're logging in and then you're logging off, and in Canada, most of the time, it's cold. So, most of us use the gym. We don't go out for walks and things like that because if you have poor health like me, you need to exercise, but there's only so much you can do at home. And it was good to be around other healthcare professionals and to be with people who are like me, who have that compassionate spirit, who are available to people, who have a listening ear and a listening heart. And, just to have that time with him was important. And I think when we're goal planning, like Chris Robinson says, I logged into the John Maxwell after a long time, mainly because I just don't have the time. So while I'm at home, I'm using the time to go back and listen to some of the calls, the best of. So I'm listening to Chris Robinson, Mark Cole, all these people, these great speakers and mentors and teachers, so that I can learn from them. And he says it's good to slow down, to reevaluate, because you can have dreams and you can have goals, but circumstances change. So for me, my goal was to get a position in HR. But if that's not opening up for me, it doesn't matter how much I dream it and think it and believe it. If it's not opening up, it's not opening up. I have to face the reality of it. And I have to be teachable and I have to look at other paths and see where I can go with my career and earn a better living and earn more money so that I can do the things that I want to do. And also learn from my doctor, because we do as healthcare professionals. Dr. Ng treats me as an equal. He doesn't treat me as somebody. Before, he used to tell me like, okay, this is, we'd go into depth about the medical treatment, the body, what was happening. Now he treats me as an equal because he knows I've done the courses for aromatherapy. He knows I have done the medical terminology. So he speaks to me as an equal. And I value that about him. If I don't understand something, I will ask him. And if he doesn't understand something that I am telling him, he will ask me. Like when I told him that my work came to an end, I had to explain to him that we have people that outsource their work to us. And then when we get their programs up and running and to an optimal state, sometimes they decide they're taking that business away and they'll take it to America or they'll take it to South Africa or somewhere else. And he was like, oh, okay, now I understand, because I thought you were working like on a contract and then they let you go and then you out of that company. So I said, no, I'm still with that company. They're looking for something else for me. So he said, okay, that's good. Because in the past when I did contracts, it was always through agencies. And when they let me go, they let me go. So, while I'm looking for the next opportunity, yes, it's stressful. So my blood pressure is a little higher than it normally is. But I know that will go down. And I know I have to exercise. I know I've put on weight. I've lost a lot of it, but I still have more to lose. And so I set my goals that, okay, once a week, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to try to drink more water. And that's something that I have to do. I'm not somebody who drinks a lot of water naturally, but I make a concerted effort. I have 2 glasses of water in the morning. I have 2 at lunchtime, 2 in the evening. That way I know I'm getting in at least 6 glasses of water a day. So we can start with small steps, and we can be teachable people. We can learn for ourselves. And I try to learn something new every day, because I'm trying to build up my speaking business by reading these books, by logging into the John Maxwell platform now. And I try to get around other HR professionals. I try to, when there's free training available, I take it to keep up my designation and to learn, until the point comes where HRPA says, okay, we've selected you now to come and do some training for us, hold a workshop for us on John Maxwell, or help us with our immigrant platform. That's what I have to do. The same way that I did for Wits. And they came to me, they asked me to take on a leadership role. I was nervous because I'm representing not only Canada, but my university in South Africa. And so it's a fine line to walk. But, you learn as you go. And you learn, you make mistakes, and you carry on learning. For me, my faith is central to what I do. So when we were growing up, and this is one thing I like about Bono as well, is that when he prays, they sit together on the bed. If you read his book, that's in his book. I haven't finished it because it was such a popular book. I got it out and then I had to return it. I got a virtual copy. So next time I'll log in, hopefully I'll get it. That's why I buy my books, because you have a limited time to get it back, and then the next person wants it. But anyway, he was talking in that book about when they pray as a family, they gather together, they sit on their bed and they pray together, they read the scriptures. That is something that my mom did with us. And my mom used to take the Bible and she'd read the Bible and we'd pray together in her bedroom, my parents' bedroom, mom and dad's bedroom. So these are things that we treasure and we take on, and if I have my own family, I would probably do that with my own family. I would look for somebody that's like my dad. My dad was very gentle with us, and he would pray with us at bedtime. He would kneel down beside my bed and he would join his hands together, and I would be sitting in the bed and he would pray with me. So, these are things that are central to our lives, that are central to our learning, but people have to be open to learning them. People have to be teachable. I still pray every day. Sometimes I just do the Divine Mercy. Sometimes I just say a 5-minute prayer to God. Other times I'll pray throughout the day. It just depends. And also to the saints, to the angels, to our loved ones who have passed on. They are very close to me. I don't feel that, they're dead and gone now. I feel that they are very close to me. Elvis Presley, his faith is a central tenet of what I love about his music, and the fact that he would sing gospel songs at his concerts. The ones that are recorded, the live ones, you don't see that. When they initially praised him and had him on all these shows, they used to sing the gospel and they used to record it, but later on, when he did Las Vegas and all of these shows. If you look at those records, those gospel songs are not in there. There might be songs like In the Ghetto, which reveal God's love, which reveal how poverty becomes a cycle and how children born in the ghetto stay in the ghetto. They land up stealing, getting guns, shooting, and their mothers cry. And so breaking out of that cycle of poverty, it can be very hard, especially if the systems are set up to work against you. If the systems are set up to keep you poor, to keep you in minimum wage, to keep you from coming up in life, if the cultural considerations are not there, then it becomes very difficult. And people can say, oh, well, it's all on you. Do you mean to tell me what I chose to be born into poverty? I chose to be born in Zimbabwe. I chose to be born into a poor family. But I've done whatever I can, and I'm still doing whatever I can to build up my finances, to get better paying jobs, to own my own property. The systems in Canada are also designed to work against people because interest rates go up. If you're on a contract or you're unemployed, they will not renew your mortgage. They have redlining in Canada, but they don't call it redlining. So it's very, very hard. But that doesn't mean that we give up. We have to persevere and we have to keep trying. And if our mothers have set a good example for us, even with everything they've had to cope with, surely we have to set a good example for the generation coming after us. Surely we have to try to make an attempt to go to church so that we can be better people, and so that we can examine ourselves, examine our hearts, our values, how we are living. That's why I go, because that's what keeps me on the right path. And sometimes I don't even want to go. I'm like, oh, please, enough, whatever. I don't feel like going to church, but I go. I'll still make the effort and I'll go. If I'm sick and I feel that, okay, I can't go because I don't want to pass my germs on to everyone else, today COVID is still around, then I'll watch the Mass at home or I'll do another prayer. But I do try, and I hope that God sees into that, into my heart. So anyway, that was the chapter for today. And, just reflecting on poverty, on cycles of poverty, and on how we can keep trying to use our gifts and to come up. And like I said, I'm not just applying to jobs here in Canada. I'm applying to those big, high-powered jobs in America, those executive assistant roles. And if I get them, I'll pack up and I'll go. Because I do not want to live my life in poverty. Because I know my values are right. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. And I know that I'm a nice person. I was raised to be nice. I was not raised to be horrible to people. And if that's what Canada wants, people who can show that they can be horrible and nasty to people, then maybe this is not the right country for me. Maybe I need to look at America or look at England or look somewhere else where they want nice people, where they want women who enjoy being women and wearing our makeup and doing our hair and being feminine. If that's what it takes, then I'll leave Canada. Because to me, I want to be who I am. And if I can't be who I am, and I can't be nice and expect people to be nice to me in turn, if that's not what Canada wants, I'm happy to leave. Because I certainly did not waste my time getting my degrees, my diplomas, studying, to land up in poverty. And you can't say that's God's will. That is not God's will. And anybody telling you that's God's will, God wants a poor church, God doesn't want you to own a home, God doesn't want you to travel, that is nonsense. We don't love money, we love God. But it's nonsense to say that God wants a poor church and God wants people to stay in poverty. I would not have joined the One campaign in Bono if that's what I believed. I said, yeah, let them all stay in poverty. Why would I do it? For what? It doesn't make sense.